One season. Despite the fact that he's going to be 44 when the season kicks off, Tom Brady topped the list for the quarterbacks, with Patrick Mahomes getting an honorable mention. Shannon, how big of a problem do you have with this?
I got a big problem with it. I disagree. I believe Brady have the more dominant team, but I believe Mahomes is the more dominant player. Mahomes is a better quarterback. He's the highest-rated quarterback over the last 3 seasons. He had the second-best raw quarterback numbers last year behind Rodgers. Brady had the 9th-best quarterback raw numbers behind Tannehill, Fitzpatrick, Breeze, Lamar, and Herbert. Mahomes had more passing yards than Brady, less interception, and he played a fewer game. My thing is, Skip, if you look at Tom's defense, the Bucs defense ranked 6th in total defense. The Chiefs was 16th. The Bucs ranked #1 in run defense. They were 21st. The Chiefs were 21st. Bucs ranked 5th in takeaways. The Chiefs were 10th. Brady has the more dominant team, but Mahomes is the more dominant quarterback. So I disagree with this. And this is not a shot. Tom is phenomenal. But if you switch teams, the Bucs might not lose a game for the next 2 years. Can you say the same thing if you put Tom Brady on Kansas City with that defense? I didn't think so.
Well, you didn't give me a chance to answer. I was going to say yes.
No, you don't.
Yes, yes.
So I'm going to put Tom Brady behind that offensive line that he had in the Super Bowl. And what do you think Tom would do?
I think they've beefed it all up, right?
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If I know Brady, if they'd switched places in the Super Bowl, he would have won the game.
Man, you better...
I just believe...
Skip, you know good well Brady can't run.
There's one guy in all sports, in the history of sports, I don't bet against, and it's that guy, especially in a Super Bowl.
You saw what Brady did when he didn't have protection against the Rams. You saw against Chicago. You saw against New Orleans on that Sunday night.
Were those Super Bowls? No.
Skip, with the Giants.
I saw him with no protection in the first Eli Giants game.
Yeah.
They were all over him. They beat the you-know-what out of him.
And what happened to Tom?
Well, he drove him down and scored a touchdown with 2 minutes left to put them ahead 14-10. They should have won the game. Belichick's defense gave up a 75-yard drive to Eli Manning to win the game.
You mean to tell me Tom Brady could only score 14 points?
Well, it was enough.
That wasn't enough.
Been. Well, if you got the all-time defensive guru, Bill Belichick.
I thought you got the genius, the guy you never bet against.
Well, here's the point of this. And when I saw this last night, I laughed out loud thinking of you.
Yeah, I know you did.
This is exactly what I tried to explain. At a glance, there's nothing about Tom Brady that looks dominant. He does not speak dominantly. He does not act dominant. He does not come across as, I'm a dominant football player. So obviously in a vacuum, at a combine, he's not dominant. He's not a dominant athlete. He's not a dominant thrower of the football. But on a football field, under fire, in the biggest moments, on the biggest stages, he performs the best. And that makes him the most dominant in his position because there's just something about him. When the lights are brightest, he just makes throws that win games.
He had the best team last year,
okay?
Skip.
Well, he didn't for a while.
Yes.
He had to bring it to a boil, and he had a lot to do with that because he recreated their culture. He brought the Patriot way to Tampa Bay. And right now, I read story after story. It looks like Bill Belichick has lost the Patriot way in New England because it was formulated, it was forged by Tom Brady. He was the one who created it.
It seems like a lot of players that were in that locker room are starting to take shots at Coach Belichick.
They're taking shots. So Tom Brady last year graded second best in the regular season to Patrick Mahomes. In the playoffs, he graded, I think it was third best, and Patrick Mahomes was first. But who won it all? Who had 10 touchdowns to 3 interceptions through a 4-game winning streak to win the Super Bowl? Well, it was Brady. And I'm doing the reverse of what you're doing. I'm taking nothing away from Patrick Mahomes because he's great. He is a much better athlete. He has a much bigger arm than Tom Brady does. I just don't think he plays quarterback better than Tom Brady plays quarterback. And there's a whole lot that goes in there. It's reading. It's getting rid of the ball quick. It's what I never forget about Joey Bosa muttering because he was mic'd up for NFL Films in that playoff game, Chargers at New England. Remember, this is going back two years ago?
The divisional round.
Yeah, divisional round. And he's saying, he gets rid of the ball so quick, you know.
Well, how dominant was he his last year in New England? Was he still that player? You see what happens when you don't have the talent?
I know, but he had no talent at receiver, and he kept. Remember the day he was on the bench yelling, "Somebody separate!" You know, he can read, he can speed read like nobody. 1, 2, 3, covered. You know, and then just duck and cover, right?
But the thing is with Mahomes, Skip, think about how much pressure is on you when you know you don't have a suffocating defense. And the best way for us to play is that I need to get a 10 or a 14-point lead, because if I don't, I've got to take the team out of being able to run the football. Because if I let this team be able to run the football, think about it. It shouldn't have been this close with the Carolina Panthers. It took a missed field goal for them to beat the Carolina Panthers, because guess what? They was right there, nip and tuck. They could never get away. They could never get into separation, and so they could run. They could also throw. So just imagine what Mahomes has to go through. He knows every game, I got to get to 30, or we're probably not going to win this game, because I don't have that suffocating defense that like Tampa or the Ravens or some of these other teams have, or Rams. So this is what I need to do. Tom, like, man, probably, you know, if I don't turn it over, give them a pick 6 or set them up, I'm good. Devin White and JPP and Shaq Barrett, they not finna let them do anything. Levante David, y'all not going anywhere.
What happened in the first quarter of the regular season game at Tampa?
Yeah.
Remember that? What did he throw for, like 259 in the first quarter?
That put immense pressure on Tom. So now he also threw a pick because he has to take unnecessary risk. Well, when I don't have to take risk, he didn't have to take any risk. Guy was running scot-free. Everybody was open. He was like, I think I'm going to give you this one, Gronk. Hey, Mike Evans, you got this one. Chris Godwin, you got that one. Gronk, you want some? So everybody he just had his choice. But Skip, like I said, Tom is Tom. I mean, when you get to the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks, they are what they are. But for me, I think Mahomes is a little bit more dominant. And we just forgot about the guy that won the MVP that threw 48 touchdowns with 4 picks, Skip, Aaron Rodgers. And I think that's because Skip, like, okay, he's like, I'm going to decide what I'm going to do in the next 2 weeks. I would like to think you've kind of already made up your mind with either I'm going back or I'm not.
Yep. I would agree. Unless he's going to be the permanent Jeopardy host.
Unless he's like, hey, look here, what y'all got? Y'all got some money for me? If y'all got $100 million, y'all see what Dak got? Why y'all playing with me?
Yeah, he's going back. He's
not if y'all don't not if they don't make the money right. Make the money right. I ain't got no guaranteed money. So what I got to lose, Skip, if I ain't got no guaranteed money? What do I got to lose?
He wants to finish there.
No, I don't.
Yeah. He doesn't want any part of Denver.
He wants it.
Yeah.
You want a championship?
Not. Well,
all I know is we go to championship.
He got his one and only championship, and he's satisfied.
Think about the quarterbacks that we didn't draft that went to the championship. Craig Morton, John Elway. The Broncos didn't draft John Elway. Peyton Manning. He's just going to be another one. Aaron Rodgers, that's bound to happen. That's bound to happen. Get your number hung up and ring up.
Yeah, he just wants to be in that comfort zone in Green Bay.
Ain't no comfort zone.
They give him a pass on everything.
No.
You can go 1-4 in NFC Championship games, no problem. He'll be 1-5 in NFC Championship games, no problem.
Guess what he'll be? He'll be 1-0 in AFC Championship games.
Really?
Yeah.
And Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always Super Bowl. With that defense, with Bond being able to bend, with Chubb, Shelby Harris, Justin Simmons,
they got a good team.
Surtain, somebody be in a heap of trouble. With Aaron Rodgers, good night, Irene.
Yep, but all the pressure would fall upon the shoulder pads of number 12.
That's what we want.
You know, that's not what he wants.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
He knows, Skip, he doesn't have to be perfect. Because he got those guys they got them dogs that'll hunt. That 58 and 55 Chubbs, Chubb Rock coming. He coming.
Von Miller. I was watching, this is silly me, I was watching the celebrity softball game the other night after the home run derby. Von Miller can just flat out fly.
Yeah, he can
run. He was running to first base. I said, that guy's a pass rusher.
Yeah, he can
It looked like he was running like 3 seconds to first base, you know?
Yes. And he ain't play. He chomping at the bit because everybody done wrote him up. Everybody talking about all these other guys, and rightfully so. TJ Watt and all these other guys.
I got it. So here's the bottom line to this. Think about this. Some website, this one, Bleacher Report, has said that a 44, he's almost 44, on August 30, he turns 44 years of age, that a 44-year-old quarterback is the most dominant at his position in the NFL. Whether you buy it or not buy it, that they're saying he's the most dominant. Of all the quarterbacks in this league, 32 teams have quarterbacks.
Right.
Some think they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
But the point is, of all those